If you're watching this video, then there's a couple things that I know about you. Number one, you probably have some sort of health knowledge, health school, health skill or background, or maybe you're enthusiastic about health and you want to know how you can impact people's lives. You transform their life and be able to make a living or a source of income to be able to support that mission that you have. So you have a health message and you want to monetize it online. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what nobody tells you about monetizing your health knowledge online. I'm talking about school doesn't teach this to you, no health certifications or wellness trainings that you've attended. And many times when you go to health conferences or events and there's health speakers in different places, they don't tell you. The problem is that many of these health educators don't know what I'm about to share with you. And those who do know, who are succeeding at some of the highest levels, a lot of times they just don't want you to know. I remember having a conversation with a health educator. He's a director of this lifestyle center, and I was sharing with him some of these marketing secrets to monetize his knowledge. And he's like, "Thank you so much for your generosity. We've tried so many times to try to understand about these business principles and marketing principles, but they're so closely guarded secrets that people don't want to tell them. They don't want to tell us." And he was so frustrated that people are not revealing their secrets of how they're succeeding with monetizing their health knowledge. And to be honest, I just think that it's unnecessary. I believe there's more than enough for everyone to have more than enough, and there will still be more than enough left over. So here are 3 secrets to making big money with a small audience online that I'm going to share with you. Secret number 1. This is why most health educators fail to monetize their health knowledge and how to fix it. Secret number 2. How our family business earned over $500,000 in profit on the back of one signature speech. I'm going to show you this isn't things that are just read in a book or that I learned at an event. These are things that we've actually applied in our family business and have been able to experience results. So these principles are time tested. Now, secret number 3. Why making big money with a tiny audience is easier than you think. So stay tuned, we're going to cover those. So I paid Russell Brunson, he's a mentor of mine. I've paid him tens of thousands of dollars. And one thing that Russell has a great experience in, he's got over 150,000 entrepreneurs in his ecosystem that pay for his software. Not only did Russell be able to grow his company from 0 to $100 million a year in 3 years, but he's been able to help over 1,200 other entrepreneurs to earn $1 million online in their business. So Russell is one of the greatest marketers who has been around. And I've had the privilege to share the stage with Russell Brunson. And one thing that he shared with me is that after a lot of patterns we've recognized is that there's really 3 steps to go from 0 to $100,000 in business. One of the first 3 steps that a lot of people don't get, and they never break that 6-figure mark in their business because they're missing these 3 steps. And 100% of those who do get their first 100,000, it's because they're doing these 3 things. Number 1, it's answering the question, who will you serve? Getting really clear on your ideal clients, because those who are trying to target everyone will end up targeting no one. Number 2 is answering the question, what will you sell? What problem will you solve for that client? And here's a tip. Not every problem pays the same when it's solved. So you want to learn to solve valuable problems. And number 3 is, where will you find them? Where are they congregating? Because right now, your ideal client is already grouped together, but it's your job to find where they are. And that's what we're going to be speaking about today. So I've found that in my business, these are the exact steps that have helped me to start making $10,000 a month in my early 20s and to be able to help grow our family business to over $500,000. And through doing that, I started getting interviewed on podcasts from multimillionaires who are wondering, like, Enoch, how are you growing your company so fast? What are you doing? And they would ask me these business strategies so that I could share them with their audience. And I began to realize, wow, a lot of health educators have no idea how to monetize their knowledge, how to package their advice to charge a price. And they don't know how to find new clients. They don't know how to convert those clients or make sales. And if you've ever felt uncomfortable with selling, this video is for you, because what we've done is we've packaged this together into 3 steps. This is how I help my clients. Is 1, we help them to craft a signature offer, which is exactly answering the 2 questions Russell said. Who are you serving and what problem are you solving for them? And number 2 is we help them to craft a signature speech. In that signature speech, it's this one message, it's infinite sales message that they can deliver over 3,000 times without losing its power of persuasion. And number 3 is find these signature stages. Where are they congregating? And where are your ideal clients already gathering that you can speak to? And so secret number 1, why most health educators fail to monetize their health knowledge and how to fix it. The first thing that you want to do is craft an irresistible high-ticket health offer. This is a mistake that a lot of health educators make, is that they aren't really charging enough for their health advice. And they haven't really packaged their knowledge, their advice into a very clear outcome, a transformation. A very specific offer, and that offer is what is able to help set you apart from competitors or other people. And so let me give you an example. If you want to make 6 figures in your business, for instance, then let's say that you crafted a $3,000 offer. This is a number that we often work with our clients, at least sell $3,000. We're also working with someone who's selling a $15,000 package, but we at least $3,000. If you just have a $3,000 offer, let's do the math here. If you do 3 sales a month, that is $9,000 a month. And if you take your $9,000 a month times 12 months in a year, then you'll get $108,000 a year. Congratulations, you already have a 6-figure business on the back of just 3 sales a month. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that out of the 8 billion people in this world, that it's in the realm of possibility for you to just find 3 people in an entire month who are interested in paying you? Type possible in the chat if you believe that this is possible. We're talking about 3 clients. So, but let's say that's our 6-figure math. But what if we wanted to do 7-figure math? What would it take to make $1 million? All you got to do is add a 0. Instead of 3 sales, you do 30 sales. If you've done 3, then you can do 10. If you've done 10, you could do 30. You just do what has been working to get the first 3 clients, and then you do that, then you 10x. And then now you're making $90,000 a month, and $90,000 a month in 12 months, that's $1,080,000 a year. And this is how people are scaling their companies. This is how they're making more money than they ever thought possible. But it's by really crafting that one problem that you can solve for people. Here's an example of a client of ours. Here's Dr. Kendine. She she has a lifestyle center in Bermuda, a small island. When she came to us, she was so passionate about serving. She was doing these free events. She's helping her community, but she wasn't really making the money that she was needing in order to keep her doors open. And she was saying that at the rate that things are going, she's having to pull to fund her business from other places. The business wasn't really making the money from itself. And she was struggling to keep her doors open. And she's like, if things continue, I'm going to have to shut down my lifestyle center. And that is not something that her or I would like to see. So she's helping people to lose weight through detox juicing. And so what we did is we helped her to create a system that's able to generate new leads and new sales in her business that's working for her, even when she's able to focus on client transformations. Her business, her lead generation machine is working on the back end to get her message to more people. And now she has more clients coming in. When she came to us, she was having a hard time selling her one-on-one coaching for $1,500. And we said, well, part of the reason is because you're charging so low. Let's double your prices. Charge $3,000. Instead of doing one-on-one, let's do a group coaching model. And and you're going to be able to serve your people better in that route and at a higher price. She's like, I'm having a hard time selling for 1,500, and now you want me to double it? How is that going to work? Because here's the thing, we not only increase your prices, we increase your value and the way that you're able to craft an offer that becomes irresistible to the right person. We dialed in on who are the most fun, enjoyable, loving, and profitable people for her to work with, that she's able to get the most results for, who don't have a problem paying a $3,000 amount. She dialed in on her profitable person. We were able to help her to craft that irresistible offer and help her to craft her communication, her sales message, her marketing message. And that is what helps people to be interested. Now, she has a lot more clients coming in. She's been able to sign up and get her first 5 yeses to her high ticket program, which she was having a hard time getting yeses to her one-on-one program. Now her husband is talking about how he wants to join her to work with her in her business and her ministry, because they're able to make enough money to be able to start having him involved and work together full time. Like, isn't that exciting? That's the direction they're going. And she just got on our challenge, and she was talking about how the business is growing, she's now thinking about how she can provide for her granddaughter to have a Christian education. Where before, like, I want you to think about that. To be able to go from like struggling to know how you're going to keep the doors open, to being able to retire your husband and even be able to provide for your grandchildren and for causes you care about. Like, that's the type of transformation that we love doing for our clients. And these are the things that don't really, that people don't teach you how to do in the health certifications. I mean, she's got the degree, she's got the certifications, she's been through the health trainings, but what she needed was the marketing trainings, because it's not the health messenger that's going to pay the bills, it's a health marketer. So by learning the marketing, this is the big key that flipped the switch for her. What Kendine said on one of our events, she's like, what Enoch and his team have been sharing with me has been helping me so much with bringing clients to my business. And that was one of her first questions. She's like, how do I get clients to my business? Before she met us. And now she's very clear on that process. She's so excited. So one of the things that we teach is the 1 by 1 by 1 method. When you do this 1 by 1 by 1 method, this simplifies. What is that? You pick one profitable person, one person who doesn't mind paying $3,000 to solve their health challenge. One profitable problem. Solve a problem that's valuable enough that that person would gladly pay at least $3,000, maybe $5,000, $10,000 to solve. And then one profitable program. Focus on that. Another issue that a lot of health educators make is they're scattered. They're trying to do all sorts of things and be all things to all people. It's like, you can't do that. You gotta narrow down and choose, pick something so you can succeed at it. And when you find something that works, many health educators, instead of getting paid, they get bored. And what do? They go create something else that may or may not work. But what I recommend to my clients is, if you find something that works and people are willing to pay you for, don't get bored, get paid. Get those rinse and repeat results so that you can do it again and again. And so this makes a huge difference. Now, some people are afraid that if I narrow my niche, if I pick one person that an ideal client that I'm going to start speaking to, well, I'm going to lose clients. I'm going to lose sales. Well, that couldn't have been further from the truth, because even Shintoya, for example, she was, her and her husband were working together, and they have a lot of things they can help. And we identified what is the biggest, who is the person that you serve the most? What's the result that you can help the most? Who have been the most profitable people that have served you? And let's narrow in on that. And they realize, well, it's going to be professional women over 40 who have high blood pressure. We have amazing results for them. So that's exactly what we did. We helped them to narrow down pick that one profitable person. And then they got on one of our coaching calls, and Shintoya said, after you helped us to clear our, to get clear on our ideal client, we started to see professional women over 40 with high blood pressure coming out of the woodwork. She was so excited. She's like, we thought we would get less people, but now they're coming in our calls and our emails. They're showing up at our events. They're coming online. They're reaching out to us to lower their blood pressure. And so now they have a system where they're able to walk people through to transform their lives, especially lowering their high blood pressure. And what we've done is a lot of these trainings, we've been able to introduce these AI-powered solutions to be able to help our clients to get faster results, to have an assistant that's able to work with them. And what I've been doing is helping them to get more clear on their avatar, using AI to be able to craft some of their signature speech, crafting their offer, getting clear on picking a profitable person. And after having them excited about this, one thing I was thinking about is how could I deliver some of these AI solutions to make it simple for people? Because I realized while they're learning the skills, there is somewhat of a learning curve in learning how to prompt. Like if you've ever talked to ChatGPT and you've tried to make it do what you're doing, a lot of times it misunderstands your intent, doesn't really understand your brand. It gives you like generic marketing that doesn't really sound like you. So what we've done is we've taught our clients how to make AI come up with solid answers that understands your business, how to train it to actually understand what you want, but there's still a learning curve. So I was thinking, how can I simplify this process? And what we've done is we put together something we're calling Skills Unlimited AI. And Skills Unlimited, one of the things that this will do is we have a profitable health niche finder where you just answer a few questions. You don't have to prompt at all, and it'll help you to identify who is that profitable person you could serve. What is that profitable problem you can solve? So you can let our Skills Unlimited AI define a profitable health niche for you. And this will walk you through the process. We've put together this Skills Unlimited AI to be able to work together with our coaching frameworks and marketing methods that are working now today in the marketplace. And we've created an AI-powered agent to be able to accomplish these very specialized tasks in your business so that you don't have to know prompting. You don't have to spend hours and hours learning about how to communicate with robots. You can just answer a few questions and allow us to do the heavy lifting for you. And these agents understand your business, they're trained on your health niche, and they understand how to speak so that the outputs is exactly what you're looking for instead of all this generic stuff that doesn't understand your voice. So one of the tools that we've provided is a profitable health niche finder. This goes through and sees your past, your skills, your background, your passions, and helps you to blend these together to see the most profitable niche that you can have. Here's something Shantoya shared about going through our AI class before we even had this tool. She said, I'm really happy to be a part of Enoch's AI class. Understanding how to use AI has effectively helped me save so much time and energy. And we realized we were able to get some amazing results for our clients and showing them these AI, how to make money with AI by not by chasing some rabbits and shiny objects, but how to integrate and use AI to 10x your productivity, 10x your profitability, to simplify your brainstorming and decision making, so much more. So now we've been able to take those frameworks, those AI frameworks and marketing frameworks we've used to grow our business and that I've learned from my millionaire mentors, we package them into these AI agents that are trained, can be deployed for your business to make marketing easy. And if marketing has been uncomfortable or confusing to you or perplexing in the past, we've got your back. There's an AI tool for that. And so the first secret is to create a irresistible high-ticket health offer. When you solve these problems, these valuable problems, these profitable problems, this can lead to some very amazing destinations. So the second secret, this is how our family business earned over $500,000 on the back of one signature speech. So the second thing you want to do is you want to craft a signature speech that sells your offer. When you have a signature speech, it becomes like, instead of just being scattered in your messaging, you're able to dial in on speaking and sharing something that is educating people closer to your products, your programs, your offer, what you serve. And this is really why, this is the reason why most health educators fail at selling high ticket offers. because they don't have a signature speech, this is where you're able to increase the value. Not just raising prices, but increase the value. You've got the offer, now you got to be able to communicate that value. See, when I was younger, I had a heart attack when I was 12, and this heart attack led me in the hospital where I was borderline diabetic, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and morbidly obese. And you could see this is a photo of me. I was not only depressed and sad, I was on the standard American diet. But it was because one man with a health message who learned how to monetize his health knowledge and package that knowledge into a book and a speech, a signature series that my mother paid, and he sold it to my mother, and she went through this, that I'm alive to be able to tell the story. And I understand the power of marketing and how marketing is able to literally transform lives. And it gets me excited to be able to share with you about who have a health message, because I know that many of you listening, you have a message that can literally transform people's lives, and for many of you can actually save people's lives. But that's only if you're able to market your message to the masses. If we don't learn those skills, we'll never be able to reach the people. And what happened is, because I had that experience since I was 17, I started getting invited to speak and to share my story and my journey to different stages, and doing cooking classes and health lectures and seminars sharing on these things. But here's the thing, after doing over 300 different, my first 300 presentations were all new. And they were all different. I created a new presentation from scratch. I didn't even know that you can simplify, systemize your solutions and your speech, and where you can craft one signature speech that allows you to share it again and again and again. So it always feels new to your audience. That's because it's new to them. Here's a key. You don't change your speech, you change your audience. And when you change your audience, it's fresh and new like never before. So this is what I realized. And after doing that, this has made a big difference. And you see there's two types of ways that you can get paid for your health advice through speaking. One route is to be having speaker fees. When you speak for a fee, you're really not going to make that much unless you're like a celebrity status, like getting paid $30,000, $40,000 a speech. Like, you got to have millions of followers and a huge audience and notoriety, and bring tons of people to fill up their events. And that's a speaker fee route. But there is the second way to get paid, is to speak to sell. This is the secret of learning how to craft one signature speech that actually sells your back-end offers, your programs, your products. This is what works extremely well. And this is how, by learning the skills of speaking to sell, is what helped to scale our family business on the back of one signature speech. We're able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars because it works. And now for fees, I've been paid $10,000 to give a 45-minute speech, but through learning how to speak to sell, I've on multiple occasions made $10,000 from a speech, or I even had my first $40,000 day by learning how to speak to sell. And this skill is so powerful because there's no limit to being able to communicate the value that you have to an audience. Because now when you're speaking, you're automatically perceived as an authority, and you're able to build a relationship with people. You're able to tell stories that are educating people closer to a sale. Is that making sense? So, and when you get invited to speak on those big audiences, you're not wondering like, oh, what do I say? Or it doesn't take you away from your day-to-day in order to try to craft a speech or come up from scratch. You already have a signature speech that you could deliver again and again and again. So you're ready always to give an answer. It really simplifies the process. Speaking of simplified, how many of you would like me to simplify your six-figure speech? Yeah? Type me in the chat if you would like me to simplify your six-figure speech. In my book on high-ticket health coaching, I talk about this framework. And the chapter is called Your Six-Figure Speech Simplified. It's called HSO. HSO stands for, number one, in your presentation, you want to have a hook. Some hook that will capture their attention and give them a reason to join. Like for you, as you'll notice as I go throughout this training, each teaching point has a hook. We talk about why many health educators don't monetize their health knowledge, what you could do instead. We talked about what nobody tells you about monetizing your health knowledge online. That's a hook. There's something in the title got you to pay attention. So if you're listening to this here, so you want to have a hook. You want to capture their attention of something that's able to keep them listening and engaged. And that could be a story. It could be a headline. It's something curiosity based. Hooks is one of the most valuable skills that you could possibly learn in marketing. If you're going to create content, create speaking engagements, get booked to sell, or even creating hooks for your programs. Because if you don't learn how to hook the attention of your ideal clients, you'll never be able to sell because they're not here to listen to you. So hooks is a valuable skill to learn. And then the S stands for story. What I learned from Dave MacArthur, my first millionaire mentor, he said, Enoch, facts tell, stories sell. Instead of just giving people a list of facts, surround your statements in stories and have 80% stories and 20% these statements and facts and these steps. And what I saw from Dave MacArthur, who on his signature speech, he's made over $12 million, is that he told stories in a way that the audience really resonated with. And when they hear that story, they could see themselves in the transformation. And how many of you felt encouraged when I shared story about Kendra Lee being able to go from struggling to keep her doors open to being able to not only have this conversation where her husband wants to work with her full time, but now she's thinking about being able to provide for her granddaughter to be able to have a Christian education. Who felt that when I was sharing that? Type I did in the chat. Well, that's because stories stick and facts fade. When you're just giving a list of facts and statistics and science, then they're soon forgotten. But stories, they have this stickiness to it that really sticks in the memory and the mind and the heart of your hearers. So if you want to be able to communicate in a way where their lives are transformed and they're like, wow, this makes so much sense, where they're ready to take action, it's stories that's going to allow you to do that. In fact, stories increase the perceived value of your back-end offer. So being intentional, what I do when I have in my speaker training, I have a workshop helping people to craft their signature speech. And in my signature speech workshop, I teach them how to identify stories, how to extract stories from their past, from their clients, from metaphors from nature, from different areas where you're able to tell these stories in a way that increases the perceived value on the back end. That's why Kendra Lee was able to get her first 5 yeses of her highest ticket product that she's ever sold in her business. And she's building so much momentum in her business. Now she was invited to appear on a talk show host this week, where she's able to share glimpses and pieces of her signature speech and bring people back to her business. And but it's these stories, learning how to tell stories in a way that actually transfers belief and helps people to see things differently. And then the O in your signature speech is offer. You want to be very clear on what is the offer that you can have, because when you have an offer, a call to action, a what to do now, like for instance, if you want to grab a copy of my book, you can just go to the offer on the screen, highincomehealthexpert.com/book, and you're welcome to dive deeper into your signature speech. If any of these things that I'm talking about interest you, I talk about crafting a irresistible high ticket offer. I talk about your signature speech in my book. I talk about these and so much more. And these are really the secrets to making big money with a small audience. That's a subtitle. So as you're sharing your content, your message, you want to have a call to action. Give someone an action to do, not just information, but implementation. Because you and I both know that it's not the information alone that brings transformation in your life or in the lives of your hearers. It's when information plus implementation, this equals transformation. So if you want to transform your business, if you want to transform your message, your clientele, if you want to transform your bank account and the impact, your mission, then we have to implement the principles. We have to take action, not just be hearers of these words, but really taking actions. And that's exactly what Alpha and Shintoya did after they attended our signature speaker training workshop. Alpha went on in the next week to have the most profitable speaking engagement he's ever had. This is what he said. He said, I've been teaching health for over 10 years. After going through Enoch speaker training, I've sold more products at my last event following Enoch's training than I have at any other event in the last 10 years. And we helped his wife to package her health knowledge into a book, The Detox Solution, and they became #1 best-selling authors. And but this is the thing, they were sold out at the events. They even had back orders on their website, and they thought that by raising their prices, they would sell less. But we had them raise their prices, and they actually sold more than ever before. And they love coming on to our coaching calls with we love to start with wins. And they're just sharing about how excited things are, that they thought they would lose their existing clients, but they actually retained them and got newer ones. And they're just so exciting because that's what happens. A lot of like good mentorship is going to be counterintuitive, right? Because if it already made sense, you'd already be doing it. But that's why people invest in getting a mentor for their business or their marketing, because this is not what we're taught in the health certifications, in the schools when we're getting our degrees. Like they're doing wonderful at teaching you the health skills, but they don't teach you the wealth skills, the marketing skills that pay your bills. And this is what I realized after being a health educator for 5 years, traveling the nation, sharing, and not really making that much money doing it, just barely being able to sustain what I was doing. And but it wasn't until I invested in my first millionaire mentor who was able to explain to me how to craft an offer, how to create a signature speech, how to actually leverage how to get my message to the masses. That's when things really started to change. And did you know what? If you want to get better at creating hooks, let Skills Unlimited AI find hooks for you that you can use. And we have a hook copywriter that is an agent specifically trained on some of the most viral hooks throughout social media that will allow you to all you got to do is literally just describe what your content is about, describe a teaching point in your presentation, describe what your video idea is, and it will give you a list of 30 different hooks that are all tailored to your business, your audience, and within seconds. It is so amazing because I remember when I was learning about creating hooks, back in 2018, I paid $1,000 for this course. I was teaching how to turn your content into a career. And they were saying you need to have hooks. And so you brainstorm 50 hooks and you pick one. And it would take hours to do it. I'm like, oh, and it physically hurts my brain to come up with all these things. Now it's never been easier than before, where you have the ability to be able to type in or you could use voice to text and just describe what your video is. And in seconds, you got 30 high converting hooks that you could use. And it's never been easier to be able to keep people's attention online, and that long enough that you could add value, impact their lives, and stand out in a 3-second world. So that's what Skills Unlimited AI is. It's like a suite of agents that they're not chatbots like these generic chatbots like ChatGPT that don't even know your business. These are specialized agents that do a specific thing that are working in your business and helping you to be able to make sense of these marketing messages that actually make money. So number 2 is you want to craft a signature speech that sells your offer. And we have a growing list of agents that have all been trained on our signature speech proprietary frameworks that have been responsible for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and where you're able to plug in your message, and it spits out these stories, these hooks, these offers, these compelling ways to communicate the value, to come up with metaphors and all sorts of things in your business to really help simplify your content creation strategy. Now, secret number 3 is why making big money with a tiny audience is easier than you think. And honestly, what I'm about to share with you will allow you to earn 6 figures without spending years trying to grow your following. In fact, we were able to make multiple six figures, having no email lists, having a tiny social media following, and hardly anyone knows who I am. This stuff works. So a lot of times people come to me, they're like, Enoch, what if I have 0 followers? Like in my high income health expert challenge, a lot of times what I do is every month I go live and I do this event where I challenge you to implement. And I give you some training, but it's a 5-day challenge to help you to get into gear, to build momentum. If you've been stuck in your business, what we do is we work with you. And in our VIP coaching, you're able to ask me anything about business that you want to get your specific questions answered. And then each day I give you an assignment that will help you to take action towards your dreams. And one of the questions that was asked me at this last one was like, well, what if I have 0 followers? What if I have no social media presence? How do I monetize my health knowledge? How do I get started? See, there's 2 forms of advice that are floating around on the internet. And even that $1,000 course, the first time I bought that, I invested in this mentorship when I didn't have the money and I couldn't afford it. And I was just like, how am I going to do this? What they said, and that's really what I know now, is it's more of like the old way of monetizing your knowledge online. Is they said you need to build an audience. And once you have an audience, then you go sell a product to them. Like go build an audience of 30,000 people or 1,000 people, or just like get thousands of people, then start selling to them. But they didn't really explain how to build the audience. And what the problem with that is, if you are focusing so much on building your own audience, it's going to leave you, you're going to be months in to build an audience. It's going to cost thousands of dollars to be able to put into whether it's equipment and ads or a variety of just building that audience. You're going to be speaking to no one for so long. And that's rough. The new way to monetize your knowledge online is don't start by building an audience, build a business and allow that business, like craft an offer, just like I said in the first secret, craft an offer that you can solve, pick one profitable person, one profitable problem, and a program. And then you craft that, and then you start communicating to your ideal clients. And while you start speaking to them, then they already know that you are there and you have a business, and they start asking you questions. And in reality, you can actually leverage other people's audiences. You don't even have to build your audience when there's already people who have your ideal clients who are here ready listening to you, and they want to actually pay you for your health advice. So the reality is many health influencers are broke. People with just because they have hundreds of thousands of followers doesn't mean they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Many health influencers, they don't have, they're not actually monetizing that knowledge, that audience, because the skills that are required to go viral online with these vanity metrics like views, comments, shares, like those don't directly build your bank account. That's why they're called vanity metrics. But what actually builds your bank account is understanding marketing principles. So you can have the right message, the right market, the right match. And by being able to match these things, this is what is able to bring in a large income with a small following, and you can leverage others. So what I teach, the third secret, is you can borrow an audience as you build your audience. What do I mean by that? This is what I've done with Kendra Lee, with Alpha and Shantoya. Just by the problem with building an audience is that you're going to spend months or years speaking to no one, and you have to do that over and over without anybody really knowing who you are or what you're saying. And then whereas you borrow an audience, you can have instant access to someone who's already spent over $100,000 and years building their audience for you. This is how I've been able to speak on podcasts with a listening network of over 200,000. Or I've been able to speak on YouTube channels multiple times with over 230,000 subscribers. So we get an instant audience of 8,000, 10,000 people who are listening to my sales message because they've already built the audience. So another problem is when you are trying to build your audience, you're selling to a cold audience of strangers who don't like you, they don't trust you, and they don't know you. Whereas when you're borrowing an audience, you're selling to a warm audience of ideal clients who trust you quickly. Why? Because they already know, like, and trust the platform host, the audience owner, the person who built the audience. They built a lot of rapport. They spent years adding value to their life. And now that host introduces you as an authority on the topic. So their audience automatically transfers that mutual trust to you. So you're speaking to people who already have a disposition to like you and trust you. So it makes selling so much easier. And then another issue is when you're so focused on going viral and vanity metrics, like when you're building your audience, like a lot of influencers trying to monetize on going viral, but that's not the thing that actually makes you money. Lots of people get viral videos, but they don't build a business on it. So just because you're getting a lot of views, that doesn't mean that it's bringing you a lot of value to your company. And so what I coach my clients is focus on a stage selling system and a message that you can monetize. And the reason I emphasize system is because it's this: when you systemize and you automate your business, then you're able to, like Kendra Lee, to be able to craft a message that converts and brings and pre-educates your clients to actually see value in your offers and opportunities. And building an audience requires endlessly adding value before ever making a single sale. That's what a lot of people say. You got to add so much value, so much value, so much value, and you could be months or years in before you ever really make an offer. And it's like, why when you don't have to? You can literally start getting, by borrowing an audience, you can start getting new clients this week if you wanted to, by being interviewed on other people's podcasts or speaking at another person's YouTube channel that you already have an instant audience. There's these influencers have no idea how to monetize their knowledge. And with my help, I can help you craft an offer, and then you can go to them and say, I have an offer, you have an audience. If you let me share my offer, then I'm willing to split some of the commissions for your audience. And a lot of people are willing to do that. In fact, there's many people with audiences who are just as much looking for you to speak to their audience as you are looking for them to speak to their audience. Like, you're actually adding value to them by being able to share a message that matters, a meaningful message that transforms, and being able to share that to their audience. They're looking for you. They're eager to have you on their platform. There's hundreds of thousands of them in tons of different niches, and they're looking for people just like you who's been able to craft a signature speech and put together the message to get your message to the people you're called to serve. Another problem with building an audience is you have this steep learning curve of cameras, of contents, of training, and like platforms and algorithms. You got all this stuff that you got to learn. Whereas when you borrow an audience, you can build on the back end of others who have already took their own learning curve for you. They've learned the algorithms, they've learned the platforms, they've learned how the audiences, and they made it so much more simple that you could leverage, you can outsource that. See, so many people in business are talking about OPM. And most people have heard at some point OPM, right? OPM stands for other people's money. But hardly nobody is talking about OPP. What is OPP? OPP stands for other people's platforms. Other people's platforms, this is where the people that are making 100 times more money than you, they're not working 100 times harder than you. They're not working 100 times longer hours than you. They're not working 100 times more effort than you. They're not working harder, they're working higher, in a higher form of leverage. What is leverage? Leverage is when you're able to leverage other people's money, other people's platforms, other people's audience, other people's knowledge, other people's problems, other people's solutions, other people's team, other people's frameworks. When you're able to leverage other people's advice, other people's mentorship, it's like, why use your own time when you could leverage other people's times? They've already spent over a decade building their audience and their platforms, and you can go present on their platform. And this is how we've been able to craft a signature speech and be able to speak on other people's platforms. We'll partner with people who have an audience. We present our message to their audience, and then we'll split the commissions. And we've been able to make over $500,000 of profit. That's not even sales. Like, that's not even counting how much money we made for other people in the process. So this is really the secret sauce, where you don't have to sell for a fee to get paid to speak in that regard, but when you learn how to speak to sell, that is where there's unlimited opportunities. And this is where leverage works. And so if you feel tired because you're working in your business, then that's the issue. It's like working harder doesn't guarantee that you make more money. Working harder is going to guarantee that it makes you more tired. So the key of monetizing your health knowledge is not working harder, it's working higher in a higher form of leverage. Learning how to leverage AI, learning how to leverage other people's software, learning how to leverage other people's platforms. By having more leverage in your life and business, that's what allows you to make so much more of a difference in your business. So who here wants to know where you can share your health message on other people's platforms? Type yes in the chat if you want to know what platforms you can share your message. So here are 8 profitable platforms to share your health message. And they spell out the word platform. So if you can just remember how to spell platform, you'll be able to remember where these are. Number P, you have podcasts. Podcasts are constantly looking for speakers. L, you got live videos. These are live videos on YouTube, live videos on other people's Instagram, on other people's Facebook, live videos. We worked with, it was Amanda Moxley, and she was sharing her message. She did a live video on one of her clients' Instagram, and that brought someone to her 5-day challenge. And on that challenge, I was able to give her some feedback and some tips that she could do. She made $75,000 on her challenge, and $25,000 of that was directly related to the live video that she did on her satisfied client's Instagram. So live videos work really well. And A is for articles. You can guest speak on other people's articles, and we teach people how to package your health knowledge into a best-selling book and then launch that book to bestseller. If you already have a book, then you can take the chapters in your book and publish them on other people's articles, and that positions you as an authority being featured in media, and that could bring in business to you too. T is for TED Talks. I'm currently working with a coach that's coaching me on how to land my first TED Talk, where I'm going to talk about the lessons I learned about having a heart attack at age 12. And TED Talks are an amazing way to be able to stand out and to get your message before potentially hundreds of thousands of people or more. And I've invested in a TED Talk coach, because the reality is, like, any coach that doesn't have a coach doesn't deserve to be your coach. Even I'm always learning, and I'm always trying to skill up, to learn more stuff about how to impact the people's lives who I'm called to serve. And so TED Talks is one of the ways that you can get your message out. Free events, this is where we talked about, if the event allows you to speak to sell and to actually present your offer, it makes these free events very profitable, where many health educators who are solely reliant on just like speaker fees, they're losing out because they haven't learned how to speak to sell, the same signature speech system that I teach my students. And then O is online webinars. You can speak to other people's audiences through webinars. And R is retreats and workshops. Kendra Lee, since she lives in Bermuda, she's working on a retreat in Bermuda, and that she's going to be able to bring people from around the world to be able to work with her there. And then M is members areas and masterminds. The cool thing about members areas are you're speaking to a premium audience, meaning they've already paid to get access into this. So here's a tip. People who pay for mentorship, masterminds, members areas, they pay for mentorship, masterminds, members areas. So if you have a members area, like a course, if you have a mastermind, if you have a mentorship, if you're able to speak to other people's paid audiences, these are some of the most profitable platforms you can speak to. And they're constantly looking for a specialized speaker to share on topics that they don't actually cover in their members area. So that's really powerful. And did you notice, did you like how platform spelt the word platform, and it made it a lot more easy and simple for you to understand and grasp? One of the reasons I do that is because by learning to speak with acronyms, it creates a framework that makes my audiences to be able to remember my message longer. It's like it gives a handle that your audience can carry on and carry with them and remember, retain. By learning how to speak in frameworks, it really simplifies the speech system. It helps me to remember what I'm even teaching, so I don't forget these 8 points as well. So how would you like your audience to remember what you say longer? How would you like your messages to stick in people's minds further? If you've ever wanted to create acronyms, if you've ever wanted to create frameworks or simplify your communication and to be able to speak in compelling manners, well, that's exactly why I've built Skills Unlimited, because you can let Skills Unlimited AI make acronyms for you. We have an acronym maker agent that will be able to turn your concepts to acronym-based frameworks that simplifies your communication and makes your marketing messages more memorable. All you got to do, again, is you just express what is the concept you want to teach, who's your target audience, what kind of letter, do you give it some guidance, what word do you want to use, or maybe let it recommend for you, and then it'll pump out in seconds what is the exact acronym that you could use in your signature speech, in your content, to really make this content creation so much more simple for you. And if you want to know how you can get booked for those platforms to actually get your message there, we've also built on Skills Unlimited AI to find your speaking engagements. We have an agent that's been trained on helping you to establish your unique position as a speaker, to be able to find the events, the meetings that have breakout speakers, and it guides you through a series of different questions that helps you to identify the exact events that want you to speak to their audience with websites. And this is coming into Skills Unlimited AI. And so whatever these skills are that you're looking for, and these things that I'm teaching in all of our business, we're creating these agents that have been trained on some of the best marketing frameworks that are in the world, and to be able to simplify the process for you, to be able to create a done-for-you system. I've been seeking, how could I make this so easy, so simple, that anyone could be able to have this work done for them, leveraging the power of AI without having to learn complicated prompts or become a prompt engineer in trying to figure out how to talk to these robots. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure you don't believe your life mission is to learn how to talk to robots. Your mission is to get your health message to the masses. So let's take less time taking the learning curve of AI and start leveraging AI and getting all the power of it by using our agents that have been trained on our frameworks. And we've been able to do those skills and the complicated back-end stuff for you, and package it in a very simple way, a conversational manner that helps you to build your business and create marketing messages that last. So here's 3 secrets to making big money with a small audience online. Number 1, first secret, we talked about creating an irresistible high-ticket offer. When you do this, when you package your knowledge in premium mentorship programs, I'm talking about courses, books, coaching, speaking engagements, events, this is going to help separate you from the rest and actually make your clients have like a magnetic effect that it becomes so irresistible that they have a hard time telling you no. And then 2 is you want to craft a signature speech that now sells your offer. If you don't learn how to tell the stories and create the content that converts, tell stories in a way that actually sells your offer, then it's not enough to have an offer. You got to have a sales message, a marketing message that moves the multitudes. And secret number 3 is borrow an audience as you build your audience. Now, I'm not saying don't build an audience, but I'm saying that as you don't have to wait till you have a large audience to be able to make a large impact and income. You can borrow existing audiences of your ideal clients. So, and then throughout all this process, of course, we've got AI tools to help simplify it for you. So how many of you would like AI to help you implement these 3 secrets in your business? Type yes in the chat if you recognize that implementation is where it's at. Type yes. Well, and I know that people have been asking, like, how do I get access to Skills Unlimited AI? How do I get my hands on it? I want to see for myself and experience it. Well, this is what we're doing. Skills Unlimited AI is the world's first and only AI-powered copywriter designed specifically to help holistic health educators to monetize their health knowledge online. What we talked about today is only scratching the surface of what this tool is able to do for you and will continue to grow in its abilities. We originally, again, I built this for my highest paying clients to make it so simple for them to grow their company and learn the principles of monetizing their message. And over at High Income Health Expert Challenge, I'm going to do this 5-day challenge. And in these 5 days, we're going to guide you. I'm going to teach you how to implement all these things we're talking about. And we're going to give you a small assignment. And we're actually going to be opening up Skills Unlimited AI for these 5 days to allow those who attend to get their hands in, and they can start using it to build marketing message. We'll actually write the copy for you in your business during this 5-day challenge that you can demo our AI tools and these agents, and you can leverage our frameworks, leverage AI, leverage like your time and free you up so you're not focused so much on the talking, like you're not focused so much on small things that don't matter. You're able to focus on client transformations. So if you want to get your hands on Skills Unlimited AI, the only way to do it right now, if you're not already our highest paying clients, then is to go to highincomehealthexpert.com or comment the word challenge below, or actually comment the word AI below, and we will send you a link where you can sign up and you could attend. It's free to attend. But if you want my coaching during this challenge where I can help answer your specific questions every in our VIP sessions where you can ask me anything about your business, then it's just $49 for the VIP tickets, and that's optional, but I would highly recognize that. That's where you're going to get the best value. I would recommend that. But if you want to get access to this, then just go to highincomehealthexpert.com and find out how you can get started today. What we've been talking about today is what nobody tells you about monetizing your health knowledge online. What my philosophy is, I want to give away the secrets. I want to share with you. And because like there's so much I have to share with you about monetizing your knowledge and growing a profitable health business. Like there's no amount of content that's going to make me run out of things to be able to share. And really where I shine is being able to work with you in your business, answering your questions and helping to tailor these frameworks to your specific dreams, goals, backgrounds, passions. And that's the stuff that's exciting to me. So we are going to go deeper in these themes and more in our next upcoming challenge. And I don't know the next time I'm going to do this, but that's definitely what we're going to do for January. So go ahead and type AI in the chat below if you're interested in learning more. And until then, I look forward to seeing you. And remember, friends, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Have a great day and God bless.